So this morning at approximately 11:11, the Santa Rosa Police Department received 911 calls reporting a school fight here on the campus of Montgomery High School located at 1250 Hammond Drive. Officers from the Santa Rosa Police Department arrived on the scene within 4 minutes. So at 11:15, uniformed Santa Rosa police officers were on the scene and began the initial investigation. And what that investigation determined is that two juniors, which are students here at Montgomery High School, entered a classroom. They weren't students in this particular classroom. It was an art classroom. They entered the classroom and engaged in a physical altercation with the student who was in the classroom. That was a freshman student. All three of them were male students here at the campus. The initial fight breaks out. The school, there were 27 students which are inside that classroom. There was one teacher and 3 teacher aides, so there were 31 individuals inside that classroom. The fight breaks out, a physical altercation, and the teachers immediately jump into action and they break up the initial fight. Unfortunately, moments later, the fight continued, and at that point, the student who was inside the classroom produced a knife. The knife was described as a folding knife with a black handle. It had a blade of approximately 4 to 5 inches. That student produced a knife and started engaging in the 2 students who had come into the classroom. Both those students were stabbed. One of those students received what preliminary appears to be 3 stab wounds to his upper body. One student received 1 stab wound to his left hand. Both those students left the classroom, started to assess their injuries, and walked to the school office here and engaged with the school nurse. Our officers immediately contacted them, and both the students were alert and conscious and were providing initial statements. Our medical staff arrived here on the scene and quickly started treating the students, and they were transported to a local hospital. Unfortunately, one of the students, who's a 16-year-old male and a juvenile here, or a junior here at the Monty campus, passed away at that hospital. The other student is being treated for his injuries and is expected to survive. As this initial investigation was going on, the officers in the scene determined that the student who had stabbed the 2 other students had fled heading in a northeast direction. We continued to get officers examining the campus. We eventually got witnesses from St. Eugene's Cathedral, which reported that they had seen a student or a young man hiding in the creek behind the St. Eugene's Cathedral campus. Our officers scoured that area and were able to locate a 15-year-old juvenile who was hiding in the creek bed there, who was laying down on his stomach trying to conceal himself. Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation, and we're going to be spending a lot of resources interviewing the 31 students and the teachers who were in the class, working with our school campus, and the Santa Rosa Police Department is ensuring that when the school does return to their full duties here at the school campus, that we'll have officers here in the morning to be able to make sure that our students and their parents understand that we have a safe campus here in the Santa Rosa campus.
This is truly a sad day. The tragedy that happened here today is heartbreaking. Our thoughts are with the students involved, their families, friends, classmates, and staff of Montgomery High School.